You are looking at a man named Antoine Dodson, who gave perhaps one of the greatest interviews ever. This will be a throwback. For those who know their memes, this shall come as no surprise. To those who do not know their memes, this will come with gleeful delight. And I invite everyone to go watch the Shmoyoho, the Gregory Brothers, remix of the song, Autotune. You are so dumb. This theme shall play throughout today's episode.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
A crime scene in...
We can pause it right there. You are so dumb. You really are dumb. I'm going to leave that open in the backdrop in case we want to come back to it. And at one point today, we might actually play a dab of the Shmoyoho accent on the yo, who did a remix to that song. It's absolute comedic genius. You are so dumb. There are people on the internet. I use the word obtuse because I think it's more polite to refer to people as obtuse, even though in the classic movie, The Shawshank Redemption, using the word obtuse got someone locked up or beaten up. I forget exactly which. Obtuse is being deliberately stupid. We're living in a world where people are accidentally stupid. Before we get into the accidental stupidity of people who are incorrigibly stupid, they're so incorrigibly stupid, I'm pre-blocked by a lot of these accounts. So when I go to try to reply, because I'm mildly stupid myself, I'm like, why can't I hit refresh, yada, yada? Why can't I see this? And then I realize I've been blocked. There are people who are incorrigibly stupid, dishonestly stupid, who pretend not to understand, and some of them might very well not understand. Before we even get into it, we've got to lay the brickwork, as we say in the industry. It starts about the Golden Dome. Goes to the 51st state again, because that's a leitmotif, as we say, of Trump's presidency. The joke about Canada becoming the 51st state, because if you seriously think Trump wants the libtards up in Canada to be voting in America as the 51st state, you must think Trump is stupid. He has other reasons for which he keeps floating this idea that shocks and appalls the proud patriotic Canadians who up until last week didn't agree that they had a national identity. Their national identity means not being American or being not American. Okay, we'll get there. Here, let's just bring this up. The Golden Dome, people, the big, beautiful Golden Dome, is Trump's new plan to protect the landmass that is North America from foreign threats. And the Gold Dome is going to be something like, I guess, Israel's Iron Dome. I would have gone with something better than golden. I would have done like platinum, or like, what's a better metal than platinum? Titanium. The Titanium Dome. Gold is soft. 24 karat gold, you can't actually make jewelry out of it. Titanium is beautiful. But Trump is talking about building a Golden Dome to protect Canada. But there's a catch to that protection, because the Golden Dome itself costs something like $61 billion, or is anticipated to. And, Canada can either chip in its fair share, pay its fair share, people. Everybody loves taxes, especially up in Canada. Or get it for free if you become Canada's 51st state. We're going to get into why it's not a serious suggestion, what Trump is saying by way of 51st state. Maybe he wants Alberta, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan, and he'll be very happy because that looks like it might be much more realistic than Canada as a whole as the 51st state. As if you'd want Ontario, as if you'd want the Northwest Territories that, despite all of the exploitation and oppression of the Liberal government, they just voted them in with more seats yet again. As if you'd want Quebec to be the 51st state. Quebec, which wants to separate from the Federation in the first place of Canada. Okay, doesn't matter. We're not dealing with smart people here. President Donald Trump, by the way, pay attention to something very interesting in this post, because I'm not calling anybody out on it. It's a curious way of doing journalism. President Donald Trump is still angling for Canada, home to one of the largest economies and boasting a landmass slightly exceeding that of the United States, to become the 51st state, this time offering the northern neighbor inclusion in an ambitious air defense system. Trump dangled the proverbial carrot in a May 27 post on his social media platform, Truth Social, writing that they could either pay billions to join his proposed, quote, Golden Dome, end quote, missile defense system, or get it for free if they give up their sovereignty. I'm going to ask everybody to pay attention. What do you notice about this quotation, this reference? Quote, I told Canada, which very much wants to be part of our fabulous Golden Dome system, that it will cost $61 billion if they remain a separate but unequal nation, but will cost $0 if they become our cherished 51st state, end quote, Trump said in the post. Let me just pause it right there, and let me see if anybody understands what is acutely absent from that post. If you don't live on Twitter, you might not have known what was acutely absent from that post. But what's acutely absent from that post, for anybody who knows what was in that post, is Trump saying, quote, they are considering the offer. Let me bring it back up here so that we can look at this, because it makes very little sense as to why it wasn't included in the quotation itself. This is the actual post. I told Canada, which very much wants to be part of our fabulous Golden Dome system, that it will cost $61 billion if they remain a separate but unequal nation, but will cost $0 if they become our cherished 51st state. They are considering the offer. Maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, a tempest in a teapot. Maybe I'm getting too conspiratorial, but the fact that that statement in the tweet was not included in the direct quote, and that what was included in that article is a truncated truth post where they are considering the offer. 5 more words for it to be, it would have filled out the sentence and it would have satisfied my OCD. Why? I don't know. We'll move on. It's not the first time the two nations have discussed this either topic, with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney firmly telling Trump in a May 6 Oval Office meeting that his country is not for sale, but later telling reporters that he is in talks with the American president about joining the prospective defense system. They haven't yet mentioned that, according to Trump, they are considering the offer. I mean, considering the offer might not mean considering becoming a 51st state, but might mean considering paying $61 billion, or if it's a percentage of the $61 billion. Maybe the $61 billion is the percentage. Yada, yada, yada. The Republican leader claimed Canada was considering the offer, a claim quickly rebuffed by a spokesperson with the Prime Minister's office who told CBC May 27 that officials are discussing security-related issues with the U.S., including the Golden Dome and the North American aerospace system, NORAD, not giving up its nationhood. What I love, I've said it before, I'll say it again, Mark Carney saying the country's not for sale does not mean it's not for the taking. And as we've been seeing throughout, my coverage and the coverage of others, Canada, it might not be for sale, but I think it is. But it's clearly for the taking if it hasn't already been taken. So Trump floats the idea of a Golden Dome, and the Canadian government, Canada, can get it for free if they become a 51st state. And the idiots on the interwebs just don't understand anything. Here, let's bring this guy up right here. I also love that I'm blocked by half of these people. You won't be able to see that I'm blocked. I'm blocked by half of these people preemptively because I don't know that I've ever even engaged with any of these people. The account is called Anti-Trump Canada has blocked me. Well, whoop-de-frickin-do, am I upset? First of all, I love the fact that even when they block you, you can still get their stuff. You can still see their stuff. You can still tag them and irritate them, but you don't get to educate their audience that the followers of this Canada Hates Trump are ill-informed, and Canada Hates Trump is an idiot account. By the way, listen to this. This is his pinned tweet. After bullying and expelling international war hero Volodymyr Zelensky from the White House, Trump returns to Mar-a-Lago, where he'll play some golf and dine with fellow rapist and child sex trafficker Andrew Tate. Motherfucker can rot in hell. Well, I hope somebody gets sued. With fellow rapist, by the way. So that's actually defaming 2 people. Oh, goodness. I don't know if this is an anonymous account, but maybe they blocked me so that I wouldn't, put on blast the fact that they are making the most defamatory of defamatory statements as relates to both Donald Trump, against whom it's factually incorrect, and there's precedent right now. So Canada Hates Trump. Maybe you'll be subsidizing that Golden Dome system. And Andrew Tate, who has been known to sue people. I have to follow up and see what the state of those defamation lawsuits are. This is what he said. Canada hates Trump. Anti-Trump Canada. Delusional. No, we're not, you orange-stained, polyester-wrapped hurricane of horseshit. Take your Golden Dome and cram it up your bloated mudhole. Keep your guns, school shootings, and chaos. Canada will never be the 51st state. Capiche? Tough talk from a country that has gun violence that's beginning to rival the people they criticize. Despite the strength and the increasing stringency of the gun laws in Canada, gun violence keeps going up. And as we've seen, assault in Canada is going up in specific areas in particular. I wonder why. I'm sure it has nothing to do with opening borders and lawlessness. Truly amazing. By the way, what I love about this is they don't understand. Canada's not for sale. You don't have to opt in to paying for the dome. You might just be involuntarily opted in when you subsidize the Golden Dome, not with your statehood, because nobody wants it, and I don't even think Trump wants it, but when you subsidize it with tariffs. For example, Trump doesn't want Canada to be a 51st state any more than Canadian liberal idiots want him to be the 51st state. Congratulations on walking into the trap. Enjoy offsetting the cost of the dome with tariffs. Freedom ain't free, buddy. And the European Union is learning it, and now Canada might learn it. Yep. You don't want to pay for it? Oh, you want to maintain your sovereignty? Because at the end of the day, Trump doesn't want Ontario Liberals turning America into a one-party state any more than Ontario Liberals apparently want to be part of America. Well, enjoy subsidizing that Golden Dome with tariffs. You don't want to do it voluntarily. Canada's not for sale. Well then, you want to do business. You might have to find other trade partners.